We've spent the last year working with several Indian venture capitalists, some Indian corporate houses, and some other investors in India, looking at companies in their portfolios. And these companies have typically been represented to us in the beginning as companies that are rich in intellectual property and companies that have very large global potential. And our experience of looking at these 30 or 40 companies that we've looked at over the last year is that we've seen a very mixed picture. So if we look at the three key things that we look for when we're looking at these companies, the first is how strong is the technological innovation. Then we would say that probably only about 30% of the companies that we looked at had strong intellectual property by way of a real difference, an innovative difference. We saw some companies that had good process innovation and some companies in which there was very little technological driven innovation. So that's a mixed scorecard. The second area that we look for is what's the business model? Is it innovative? Is it business as usual? And we have seen, I would say, not very much in the way of sophisticated commercial thinking or innovative thinking about business models. So I would say this is the one area in which Indian companies need to invest more time and effort to understand how their products and services can be sold into global markets in a way which differentiates them from the competition. And the problem here for Indian companies is that historically many of them have become very good at running low-cost or cost arbitrage models. And what we're looking at here is not models arbitraged on lower cost, but on value differentiation. And so I would say that's the second area they have the most to do. The third area that we look at typically is channels to market. And here, Indian companies have done better because the Indian domestic market has well-developed distribution channels now with wholesalers and distributors. So they understand that space well and are able to work it. But the direct-to-market model, based around online services on the web and the implications around that, have been less well exploited. So one of the things that has surprised me is how little attention has been given to software as service type models which enable direct delivery of services, when the Indian market and the Indian technology capability and the cost structure lend themselves naturally to being able to play very well in that space.